All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, get into some TA. All right, guys, so we got a real exciting market going on right here. Things are they're rallying, and we're gonna go over it. All right, we're gonna kick it off here with SPY. I'm just going to remind everyone, guys, we knew this pullback was a higher low pullback with all likelihood, and we had a plan. All right, the plan was to buy the pullback. All right, and then ride back up. That is underway, and I am just going to say I don't think indices are going to be stopping here. You can get a pullback and you can dance around this little the blue line. I'll make this a white line so you guys can see it better. Just go like that. All right. So you can pull back here to your daily 9 EMA here. We have, a bunch of the big boys just gapping up above it or getting above it. So if we do pull back, that's going to be my, area of interest right there, which on SPY, it's going to be in between this 551.58 level and 553.08. Now, I'm going to come down to the 15-minute time frame, and I am going to point out 15-minute RSI is in overbought territory. You are pushing up to this big supply zone, all right? So this was the spot that, we've been paying attention to for quite some time here on this channel, looking for it to be retested. It is now getting retested, all right? Well, not quite some time, all right? That was just the target. All right, it didn't really take that much time, as you can see, but we did hit it with this... this massive ranged day. All right, we had a $15 move intraday, guys. The fact that price got back down here and it looked like bears were in full control there because you rejected this daily 9 right there. That's why we always remind you guys, hey, we're coming into the daily 9s. We're going to dance around them. You very unlikely are just going to slice right above it or right underneath it. You're going to dance around it, right? And that's what we got. All right. Why? Because you tested here and you sold off all the way down here. And then, yes, you recovered. But, the first initial reaction was that, which is why we weren't looking for anything crazy until you start getting above there. Once you reclaim that daily 9 EMA, we are saying now we're probably going to start making our way back up to the highs. All right. So the fact that, bears had you had your chance. Bears are getting a bunch of chances here to really hey, all right, do some damage to these charts. They're not doing it. All right, you had a chance to crash over here. You didn't do it. You got bought up $2 underneath the all-time high and then pulled back, which told us we were going to be bullish on that pullback. This is the outcome. This is your result. All right, price is currently in the golden pocket from this whole decline here, right here. You get above 559, you're running back up to 565. So just put that as your line in the sand, guys. You get above 559. We're very likely taking a straight shot up to 565.16. Now we're going to come down to the 15-minute time frame. Like I said, 15-minute RSI is overbought. I don't think it's going to be mattering with how things are looking right here, but I am going to say, all right, we're going to go over to QQ after this. There's some other things we got to pay attention to over there. But I am definitely going to say, all right, caution is warranted when you're doing this. We haven't gotten, confirmation here that we are going back up to these highs. Yes, it's very likely, but, we're right here where we just got to wait. All right. It's only $2, guys. Don't worry. Only $2 you got to sit on your hands for. And then you could start going like that. All right. So that's really what I'm looking for over here on SPY. Get above here, go over there. Support is going to be 554.87, 553.08, 551.58, and 548.66. That is where you very clearly had this, resistance built out here, double top, broke down from that, and then boom, you blasted off. And things are very likely just going to start running up towards highs, guys. We have a lot of big setups going on the big boys. All right. Resistance 557.32, 560.81, 565.16. Coming on over here to QQQ. All right, how we looking? How we looking, ladies and gents? First things first. After this mess of a weekly candlestick we got last week, which got everyone all bearish again, all right, and including me, I was looking for us to come down into SPY. I think I still have it up. I was looking for a move down into this golden pocket. We didn't get it. All right, 531 would have been absolutely perfect down here. We didn't get it. There's nothing we could do about it, nothing I could do, nothing you could do, nothing anybody mad can do. It just is what it is, and you listen to the market. When the market speaks, you start listening. All right? Coming down over here to the hourly time frame, hourly RSI is approaching overbought territory. As you can see, we get some pullback consolidation like over here. We're also in this golden pocket. So again, pullback consolidation is, very much so on the table here. We do have a 15-minute bearish divergence going on over here. We did have the first one popping up with this high over here. So that is what I ended up, I was telling the Discord, hey, all right, be open to this pullback. It is, you now have high odds of this happening. You're rejecting resistance. You tapped your 0.618 fib here. Bearish divergence finally popping up. All right, we could start getting that pullback. But again, guys, that pullback is a buying opportunity. All right, so I don't think, this thing could sell further down than where it is right here. All right, so if you do end up breaking, all right, the low of, where we just hit, we're just going to take that level off. If you break under 467.89, guys, you're probably revisiting 464.45. And then you have a chance of coming back down to 459.93. So this is the same thing as SPY over here. This is where you had that breakout. That is going to be a key spot if it is tested. And, that golden pocket is also going to be down here. Now, again, with how things are looking, guys, I don't think we get all the way back down there. I think any pullback is going to be short-lived. And then we, shoot up, start, heading back up over here to the 0.786 fib, right? So coming back over the daily time frame. All right, golden pocket. Expect sellers in here. All right, expect sellers. We already got a bunch of charts suggesting, it's not going to be stopping here, but, we very easily could get that pullback consolidation given what I just presented to you. 15-minute RSI is overbought with that 15-minute bearish divergence. Boom. All right, if you want to see another thing, VIX, 15-minute RSI is getting oversold. Same thing over here. It gave us this little, you had it starting to bounce back. Over here, it started to bounce back, bounce back, bounce back, bounce back. When this thing gets oversold, it is, again, one of those times you shut up and you just listen. And you're like, well, if this thing starts bouncing, the market's probably going to begin to pull back, all right? So definitely something to note over here. It is now getting oversold again at the same time. NQs is getting up to overbought territory. QQs just, as you see, never came down. But QQs, the levels you are going to be paying attention to: 470.52, 467.89, 464.45, and then 459.93. Those are your supports. Resistance: 473.33. Above there, 476.90. If you can get above the 0.786 fib, we're going to come over the daily chart just to show you. If you get above 447.50, that is when I am going to say you are probably coming back up the high. And if you come back up the high, if you guys remember, all right, flashback to when we were right there at that 0.786 fib. So if you come back up here to test this, you're very likely going to break it. All right, so I'm going to tell you how I'm seeing this. You break above 477.50, you're very likely testing 485.54. You test there, you're probably going to break and come up here. So what I am going to say is you break above 477.50, you're probably going to an all-time high. That's the call. All right. That is what we're going to say. Now, why? Why do we say that? Because if you break that, break the 0.786 fib, it makes this 100% retracement likely. That brings you to 485.54. Well, why are you going to have this massive pullback and then retest resistance here and not break it? All right. You can consolidate around it, but you are very likely going to break above this high right here. All right, and at that point, we are going to be above this 0.786 fib, which tells us now another 100% retracement is likely, which would bring us up to 503.52. All right, guys, so things are looking real good. That's what I want to make clear here. Again, if you pull back, watch the daily 9 EMA here. That's going to be around 464.45 over here in QQ. And we're going to come over here to IWM. Again, guys, things look immaculate. They look great. All right. I'm sorry I was absent for the past 2 days. Truth be told, I just got out of work at 9 o'clock both days. I don't work over here. I didn't want to put out an early update. I'm doing it today because, things look like, we're right in a good spot for me to, say, oh, if then that. If this, then that. All right. If markets start to pull back, all right, you're bullish on that pullback. Well, if they break above a certain level, well, now we're probably going to see higher levels. All right. So perfect spot to do so. But Yeah, right. I just didn't want to record a video at like 10 o'clock at night. So I just didn't. My apologies. My apologies. But at the end of the day, guys, I think the markets have been treating us all pretty well here. All right. If you have been, you know, going with the futures, all right. Again, price action has been really freaking clean recently. And if you want, guys, 2-minute and 3-minute 9 EMA. All right. Over here, I took that. I took that. I took that. I sold right here. All right. And then I got right back in. I got back in. And then I sold somewhere over here. I caught like 15 points. 15 points of this. I'm sad about that one. All right. I only caught 15 points of that 80-point rip that I was very clearly getting ready for. I was waiting for this thing for so freaking long. So freaking long. I'm tight about this one. All right. Tight about, literally, look, I was about to walk away. All right. I was about to walk away right over here. I was pissed about it. All right. But yeah, we were tracking this thing, getting ready for this bullish move that was very likely going to be coming. And what happened? It finally came, but after just trolling the crap out of you, boy. All right. But this was the trade plan there. I'm literally so tight. Look at that thing. Look at that. And then it got bought up the next like minute, and then boom. All right. It was clearly setting up for that, and that's why I said earlier, guys, things clearly do want to be bought up. You come over here to the 4-hour time frame, and this thing was in a massive falling wedge breakout. We've got to be right over here, and the second we pulled back and put in a hammer right here, told us we we're going to the moon, ladies and gents. All right. Told us we were at least going to be coming up here, testing this resistance. All right. I'm sorry for all these lines, but you know, I do my own thing. What I want to point out here is that NQ is about to break out of this massive downtrend. That is definitely something to point out. And you know, if it's over there, why is it not over here on QQQ? I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? NQ, picture perfect downtrend. You're coming into contact with it almost as we speak. All right. Give it like another hour. We might actually be tapping that trend line. That aligns with your resistance right here. All right. Which is going to be the low of that candlestick, which is 19,63275, as well as your 0.618 fib from the golden pocket from this whole decline. That's a confluence spot. So again, don't be surprised if we get that pullback. Be bullish for the pullback, but you know, we could very well get that pullback here. We have 3 things of confluence going on there. And again, if we pull back to the daily 9, it's not bad at all. It's going to be amazing. And then you're just consolidating right here, right underneath your downtrend. And then boom, you explode. And you hit it with the boom, boom. The boom, boom, and the bang, bang. And we go into the sky. That is how that going to be. All right, guys. Now let's talk about some individual tickers. First of all, DIA, by the way, came down, bounced off for a 488 gap fill. I was talking to you guys about this the other day. I know people use gaps, gap fills, and gaps in different manners. There are 2 manners. All right. You're going to take the close. All right. And then you're going to take the high. Well, or the low. In this case, would be here or here. All right. What I was saying the other day is throughout my experience, I've tried both. And I could definitely tell you for a fact, this method right here brings your reactions 110%. Anyone want to argue with me? All right. I will fact check you. Fact check your ass. But guess what, guys? All right. You did come down to the 488 gap. You filled that gap. And now it looks like you're going to bust up to all-time highs, all right? Dow Jones Industrial Average is looking like it wants a new all-time high. Guess what goes with the Dow? SPY, all right? S&P 500 goes with the Dow, all right, guys? Everything's looking phenomenal, so I want to be very clear about that. Everybody walk away from this video knowing things are looking phenomenal. We're going to all-time highs, all right? No, we're going to all-time highs. It's happening, all right? And I hope you guys made some money on this rebound here. I do hope. There's a big green candlestick right there. All right. We're going to go over some of these big boys. We're going to kick it off with Amazon. Holy sweet baby Jesus, Amazon. All right. Congrats if you play this one. Amazon was a little faked me out over there. Made me take a couple grand losses, but then you ran it right back up. All right. Luckily, you know, October cons paid for the shorter term contract loss there. But I'm just going to say, Amazon, guys, expect sellers to step in here, but this thing's running back up. All right. This thing is looking gnarly. All right. It's looking like a monster. Okay, you got above this weekly 9 EMA that you've been consolidating underneath, looking bearish for like a month. Now you've reclaimed it as of this week. We have 1 day to close over there. So as long as you don't fade all the way down to 180, you're looking phenomenal going into next week. And, you know, we're going to say going into next month, because with all likelihood, well, not all likelihood, but there's 2 ways this goes. You either keep pushing up or you pull back here and you get a buying opportunity. And that buying opportunity could very well come back to this like 178.90 spot. I could see it. All right. That's where you have all this structure going on here. Pull back to it. All right. And boom, bop, bing, boop, pow. We're heading up to new all-time highs. You come over here to Goog. How you looking over here on Goog, guys? All right. You want to talk about it? People want to, you know, I want to share a nice long-term buy idea over on Twitter. By the way, guys, go follow the Twitter if you're not already over here. I will be posting every day. I'll do my best to post at least 3 charts a day. But I actually thought about it, and this is what I'm going to be doing, guys. Anytime I don't release a YouTube update, we're going to cover every single chart, which is like 20 plus charts over here on Twitter. So make sure you're following me over here, because if you miss a YouTube video over here, then you could just expect that to be on that night on Twitter. All right. But break and retest off of the previous all-time high at 151.85. I was a buyer. All right. And, you know, I'm still going to say I'm not a buyer right now. All right. We're established. We're fully established. But I'm telling you right now, this thing's about to be heating up and people want to hate on it. All right. People want to say, Henry, all right, the news, they don't support this. Screw the charts. And I'm here to say, screw the news. The charts are your best friend. All right. When you're in this game in the market, you have no one else to trust. No one but what you see on these charts. All right. And you can have all the influencers in the world that you're listening to. At the end of the day, a lot of people will be getting stuff wrong. There are a lot of people saying, you know, Goog, not looking so good. Oh, it's coming down here to 140. Oh, it's going to fill the gap. Da, da, da. No, it's looking immaculate. All right. When you see things like this, you buy things like that. All right. When you see things like this, you also buy things like that. Guys, we ran it back twice, and I'm just saying this thing's probably going to break out of that downtrend, run straight to that downtrend, and probably break that guy out. And, you know, if I had to guess on this price action here, get rid of this stupid magnet. Boom, boom, boom. All right. You're going to have a high to watch over here. Now I need my magnet. I want to hate on the magnet sometimes, but, you know, at the end of the day, I need the magnet. It's like my haters. It's like the people who want to leave some negative comments sometimes. Guess what? Guess what, buddy? You want to leave some negative comments on the days you know, it ain't looking so hot. Well, guess what? You come back anyway because you need me. All right, and that's typically what we see. That's why these guys continues over and over again. They want to come and hate. Well, at the end of the day, you're watching the video, so you know you might as well get comfortable, grab some popcorn, and yeah, have some fun. This is honestly, this is the path I think this thing is about to take, and I'm here for it. All right. I like November calls down here. I still like November calls even where things are at. All right. Got in on that thing. I'm just saying, congratulations if anybody was buying this 151.85 all-time high support, because this is probably the hottest, you know, dip buy setup that I could have pointed out back there at the bottom. And then now I'm still going to be pointing out right here, because this thing is looking immaculate. It looks like it's about to rip some faces, all right? But again, same concept as Amazon. You know how we were just consolidating underneath the weekly 9 for a month. 1, 2, 3. You got over it over here, but we're underneath it for a month right here, just hitting our head on it. All right, well, that's the same thing over here on Goog, which is why I say I do think you're going to stall out right here. All right, 160.40 to 163.41. Excuse-moi, all right? You can't see those levels on the weekly, but you can see them on the daily time frame. That is going to line with that weekly 9. So you probably come up here and you find sellers up there, but, you know, from here up to here, this is where that free money play is. And then guess what? If you pull back and you took your profits right here, what do you get to do next time? You get to run it back. All right. So, you know, good things over here on Amazon, good things on Goog. What do we got on Apple, guys? You want to see some more good things? All right. Weekly chart. Came back, pulled back to the 9. Looks like you flipped the 9 after losing it over here. Like this, guys, we have sexy setups everywhere. We're talking everywhere. You want to talk about sexy? Tesla. All right. Tesla's actually what I got the challenge account in right now. So we're going to see how this goes. It's been throwing me for a ride today, but it is pissing me off. That's okay. You know what? I acknowledged earlier I was in a pissed off mood. Just the charts are pissing me off. So I was like, it's best to just walk away. I was trading with micros early because of it. I was like, you're gonna make a bad move, don't do it. So we weren't sizing up. But guys, weekly hammer candlestick over here so far. Just don't crap the bed tomorrow like we sometimes see happen on Fridays. You're consolidating on this daily 9. That's why I say, guys, we're gonna dance around it. You're not gonna slice up. You're not gonna slice under it. You sliced under it. You retest it. You dance around it. You get back of it. Guys, we very likely could come back and pull back and test it. All right. But for the time being, guys, this thing clear as day wants to start moving up. All right. So expect this daily 9 to be taken out. Resistance is going to be 223.90. Above there, 227.48, and then 232.92. Support, 217.48. This is very clearly the range you're in. If you break down underneath this range, you're probably revisiting 213.50 and then this 210 area down there, which is the 0.786 fib, as well as the support going on right there, 209.99. But guys, it looks like it wants to break up. So that's Apple for you. Weekly chart is absolutely immaculate. It looks like it is going to be running back up to the highs. This just looks so sexy. There's nothing else for me to say there. Meta, again, with the sexiness, all right? With the sexiness over here, all right? Guys, and I know I'm calling the chart sexy, but you know what? I'm calling Apple and Meta and Google and Amazon and Tesla and Microsoft. They all look sexy. They look amazing, all right? They look amazing. Meta, guys, hit it with the hammer yesterday. You got back above this daily 9. So if you pull back, expect buyers to step in around 514.95. That is going to be aligning with that daily 9. That is going to be your support. Support is 514.95 and then 510. Resistance 523.86 and then 531.49. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing just actually starts slicing through the supply zone. All right. We know this is where the sellers step in. All right. Buyers, you got to reclaim this zone and you gotta actually flip it. All right. You flip it into demand, not just get above it, try and reclaim it, and then fall flat on your face, just like you did here, just like you did here. All right. You need to see this action right here. You need to see it. Or you need to see this. You do this, you get a daily close above this high, and then you pull back into here. I can almost guarantee this is going to be demand now. All right. But if you can't do that, then you look for it to consolidate right over here and then launch from there, just like it was trying to do over there. And then boom, you started fading, you flip the zone. All right. So that's Meta for you. Microsoft, boom, shakalak. This thing's looking beautiful. All right. Beautiful. We pointed this one out as a trade idea going into this week. Why? Because even though things looked really bleak, really grim, at the end of the day, you boys got your back. And I will remind you, things weren't looking so bad. You were at the bottom of this channel, right here at the golden pocket, 0.618 fib, literally closed the week out. All right. This is the only FANG stock that I really pointed to. This thing looks good. All right. And then you had Tesla. All right. I did point this out. This thing's a giant troll. But this thing literally came back, retested it, and then went back up. The fact that you had this followed by this tells me you're taking out this high and you're finally hitting 237. All right. So I'm watching for 237. That's what I'm expecting either today or tomorrow to be tapped. That is just my opinion. No financial advice will ever be given here on this channel. But I will gladly share my opinion each and every day, 6 days a week. You want my opinion every day? Twitter. There you go. Or, Discord, but Twitter. Microsoft, they'll come back over here, guys. You had the bull flag breakout. You're coming into your supply zone, 425.86 to 430.82. Expect sellers there, but if you can get above there, we're coming to 445.66. Tesla. I just shared my thoughts on this. This thing's coming back up to take out the side. Very likely happens this week, considering you had a massive wick going on here, and you just, you're engulfing that wick. All right. I'm not saying you're engulfing it right now, but you look like you're going to engulf it. And if you can get a weekly close above this high, holy sweet baby Jesus, it's set up to rally next week, guys. It's set up to probably not consolidate in this golden pocket. It's set up to probably head up to 265. So just my thoughts over there on Tessie. But I definitely will say in the short term, look for this high right here to be taken out. 235 on the dot. 235. That's what I'm looking for. Boom. All right. You want to talk about the strongest sector right now. I told you the other day, literally the other day, that, I won't be surprised if chips start, really having a comeback story. They have not been liked. Well, guess what? There was going to be a time when people were going to really freaking like these chips again. And they're going to go back to being the things that lead this market. All right. I know we haven't had it for a while. I know. But I do think that is how things are looking. Specifically, Mr. Avgo. Oh my God. Avgo, down here at the absolute bottom over here. I saw this candle. All right. It was intraday over here. I was like, I should get these 150C for next week. I did not. Spoiler, I did not. But again, this is one that I am sad about. That is okay. But boy, did I 110% see it right when it was around 140, eyeing those 150 calls, and then within 2 days, it makes a $20 move. What the heck, man? What the heck? It's okay. It's okay. These opportunities, they will come around, and it's our job to get better and better every time they come around, all right? So we could take better advantage of them. I just wasn't taking advantage of it. I froze down there, all right? But chips, they're making a comeback, guys. SMH, 230.05 is your support. That is your little zone down here. It was a supply zone. You flipped it back into demand with what you did right here. This daily 9, it's going to be coming up tomorrow. You're going to actually have that thing coming into here. It's going to look real sexy is what I'm getting at. 239.14 is your resistance. And if you can get above there, the next clear spot, 245.87, and then 250.85, 255.92 above there. All right. We know sellers are there. We got buyers. This is golden pocket inception, guys. This is literally it. And if you're going to get sellers stepping in over here, 239.14, it's just a carry on. It's just a continuation of golden pocket inception. All right. Moving over here to NVDA. All right. NVIDIA, guys, you broke down over here. We knew this is the bottom of your range. This is when you really got your sell here. Expect sellers when you come back into 123.10. Again, with the golden pocket inception, you want to talk about it. We'll talk about it. You already had 3 golden pocket tests here. You have a 1. We're going to delete it. You have a 2. We're going to delete it. You have a 3. We're going to keep it. You're coming into your 4th. All right. At some point, every single time on these golden pocket inceptions, one side snaps. I think the side that's about to snap is the short side right here. And I think price is going to get above 125 in the coming trading sessions. And I do think it's going to get above 130.75 as well. And then start pushing on to these gray levels you see above. All right. But 140.76, I do think it's in the cards over the next few weeks with how this week is shaped up. All right. Support. You literally have nothing down here at 108. Come down to the hourly. Let's see if we can find something. All right. Support is going to be 111.92 after you lose 118.04. Resistance. You have 120, we're going to call it. 120 psych level, which is also this 0.618 fib. Then you have 123.10. And if you can get above 125, look for a move up to 130.75, and then it's probably going to chug along up to 140.76. Avgo already pointing this one out, but holy sweet baby Jesus, it's getting ready, guys. It's getting ready to blow. All right, it's going to blow its top. You're going to break out of that downtrend. I can't tell you if it happens right now, but what I can definitely point to is that you've already gone over your 0.786 fib, which tells us this high is likely to be taken out. All right, and I'm going to do this. If you get up to that high, you're going to be right here at this 0.786 fib. And if you can take out 172.81, you're probably coming up here to 185.16. This thing right here is getting ready for a big move. All right. So if it pulls back from right here at 166.85 resistance, maybe wicks up to that trend line, maybe pulls back to 161.33. That pullback is your buying opportunity for it to do what Amazon just did. All right. And I will continuously remind you of these setups, guys. I really don't know why this channel isn't a lot larger, because I know for a fact there's not someone out there that just kind of gives, their followers exact setups on the big stocks when they come every single time. And then those followers can just swing trade their ass off. There isn't another channel, right? And people might say down below, there is another channel. I can guarantee there's not. All right. There's not someone who presents these setups as clean as I do and then updates them every single day and then pounds the table right when you're about to have a breakout. And then you get to experience that breakout. I don't think there is another person out there. So please, guys, if you do enjoy this content, please leave a like and definitely remember to share the video. Please share the video. We have to get it out to more people. There are only two ways to do that. All right. Organic growth through the YouTube algorithm and then through you guys. And I heavily appreciate you guys. All right. Moving on, though. AMD. Also not looking too bad. Watch the supply zone above 153.64 to 157.05. Looks like it could get up there, but again, just got above that daily 9. So if it pulls back, watch 144.47, which is going to be retesting that daily 9. SMCI, I think this is getting ready for a thing, but again, you're just consolidating right here at, I'm not even going to say it, but the blue line, you're consolidating right underneath it. I think if you can base above this thing and start launching off, I think you're not going to care about 478.56 resistance. I think you are going to start heading up towards over here. All right, which is 595.28. You don't really have anything above 478 until 595, except for these gap fills. Well, these gaps that will be gap fills if they're tested. We'll leave it. Not a gap though. Go back to the red. All right, TSM. How we looking, guys? Had this little downtrend action. All right, just broke out of that. It does look like this thing's going to be going higher. I'm going to put on the golden pocket again. Okay, in between here and here, expect those sellers to step in. Resistance is 176.82 if you can get above 171.54. ARM. All right, you finally have started getting into our heavily traded zone here, which was a supply zone. Now it looks like so far we're trying to flip it into demand. All right, pull back this morning, you found buyers there. If you can get above 145, expect buyers to push you up to 152.55. All right, and if you can get above here, expect buyers, if it pulls back into the zone, expect buyers to step up. Perfect entry, long entry, if you get this move right here and it pulls back. All right, right here. Why is this the perfect spot, Henry? Well, if you can just look to your left, you have a break and retest here. So not only is the bottom of your demand zone, but it will also be the break and retest level right around there, 135.41. All right, it's a big spot there. So if you get that setup, I really like that setup. I'm just going to put alert just in case it happens and I forget about it. All right, QCOM. Thing's a piece of poop, but at the end of the day, it did just pull back to the golden pocket, and now you're pushing back up. All right. Spec sellers at 168.74 if you can get above 165.89. MU, last chip we're going to cover. Literally just dancing around the lows over here. This is one that I said, hey, all right, I think this thing looks butt ugly, and I've consistently said every single video that this thing looks really ugly. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Right now, I'm going to spend some time on it. All right. Daily bullish divergence. ER right around the corner. Earnings right around the corner. Downtrend. Kind of already broke out of it. All right. It's not really nothing much there. But what I like is you just dance around the support here and you have swept the low today and put in that bullish candlestick with increasing volume. Very much so can be a short-term bottom over here in MU if you could start getting above that daily 9. You get above the daily 9, expect you to have, a larger bounce here, $10+ larger bounce. And that $10+ larger bounce there could just bring you up to this downtrend. All right. And from that point, you could have the larger move. And you could start getting all the way back up here at 112, then even 120. Craziness, I know. All right, now moving on. To bit of corn. All right, bit of corn, guys. On the weekly chart, you are getting that rebound. You did get the daily RSI all the way down here, which is why I was saying when we were down here, all right, I know for a fact, I was saying downside is limited. All right. Every time this daily RSI gets into oversold territory, it marks your bottom. All right. It's been a very long time now, over a year, since this thing has actually stayed in oversold territory. And if you go back before that, it didn't. All right. So very likely was going to be the case this time around as well, as you came right down to the 0.786 fib and your support there and put in that lower wick. Now you've reclaimed that daily 9. This is again why I always say expect you to dance around that short-term moving average there. You're not just going to slice, sliced underneath it, came back to retest it. Okay. Well, now, and you continue doing so, but now you got back above it. You came back to test it. It's looking good, guys. So I think you got to start pushing up to 59,313 resistance again, and then 61,809 after that. All right. We're going to look at coin here. Very sexy setup. I actually did this chart over here on regular, not log scale. Daily RSI reached oversold territory. You're at the bottom of this falling wedge. You're at the 0.786 fib. I know you got a little underneath it, but that is okay. Setup is very clearly there. If you get above that daily 9, you probably start pushing up to 177.39. And if you do push up to 177.39, that's probably going to be the starting day of your breakout. All right. And from that point, you could start really, moving and grooving up here to 211.92. Resistance is going to be 177.39, 191.21, and then 211.92. Support remains 146.12, but I'm just going to say, you don't want to see price get back down there. You're probably going, decently lower if that is going to be the case. But then you also have that daily bullish divergence if price were to undercut this low. So, we'll keep it on the radar, but I do think a larger rebound over here is loading on coin, and I'm here for it. MSTR, this is one that was a little troll over the last few days, but, we made it out all right today. I am just going to say this thing looks like it is going to continue going up. But again, you're right around a key spot, right above that daily 9 that aligns with your 129.22 support now. You have this big downtrend here. Hang on. Am I bugging? Yeah, there we go. All right. You have this big downtrend here. You're pushing right up to it. Things are, you can consolidate here and set up, a really nice setup for us. Break above that, probably pushing up here to 150. That's MSTR for you. CLSK, guys, underneath that daily 9, got to get above there for a larger move. And from that, point, we're going to redo our support and resistance right here. From that point, you can start getting up to 1084. Then up here at 12 bucks. I'm actually just going to put it right there. All right, 1272. Mara, how are we looking over here? Not looking bad by any means. Weekly chart, really not looking bad. Found buyers in this golden pocket. I do think it's going to be getting a larger scale move up. All right, a larger move up. You're right here at this downtrend. You can break out of that downtrend. You could push up here to 1873 in a hurry. All right, and at the end of the day, if you can break out of that downtrend, we're going to be targeting right here around 20 bucks, right there at the 0.618 fib. You're going to have resistance right there. And then the next one I'm going to point to is right there. All right. All right, guys. So that is what I have for you. Just a little update on what we gave to you the other day. All right, guys. PLTR is looking like nice, but at the end of the day, it is right up here. Just a little update on that. You did get your gap up. And you're still just consolidating on here, guys. Dips are going to be buying opportunities. And that's all I really want to leave the video off with. We could take a look at a little Netflix over here. Why? Because Netflix look like it is consolidating in a bull flag like manner. And if it can break out of said bull flag, it can start pushing up towards the high. So also just a little something to keep on your radar. We got Roblox. So this was on the focus list this week. This is one that I'm going to say it's probably getting a much larger move here. You get above 47, next spot is really going to be 49.91, so 50 beans. But this is a fresh downtrend break as of this week. So this thing's looking immaculate. That's what I'm going to say. Expect higher prices if you come back to retest 44.85. Expect buyers to start stepping in over there. because that will also be right over here by that daily 9 retest. You know, that's not too bad right there. Then I'm actually also going to bring up Schwab. Schwab's been giving me a little bit of a fake out. I was short the other day. I'm up almost, we're going to call like 60%, and then boom, it started rocket shipping intraday. All right, and then it put in these back-to-back hammer candlesticks, and I'm like, all right, this bearish setup, I guess, isn't going to end up playing out. What happens today? You start breaking down from that bear flag. So now I'm going to say, guys, 60.50 likely incoming, and you probably are going to start heading down to 59.67. All right, but yeah, picture perfect break and retest off of here. I just took my eyes off of it, but this was, you know, this was the game plan. It was on the focus list this week. This was the game plan right here. Entry off that break and retest, TP1, TP2, TP3. Well, if I didn't take my eyes off the prize, there would have been 2 TPs right off the bat in one day. But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. We're kind of in a crazy market, and crazy things can happen. All right. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's 40-minute update. I very much so do. I enjoy making these, guys, and I enjoy spending some time with you guys. With that being said, I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.